Good morning, everybody. So, since the last time I was sitting on this couch making fun of the crazy people who call into my local newspaper, Ray Bradbury died. He was one of the greatest science fiction authors ever. He was the guy who wrote Fahrenheit 451 and The Martian Chronicles, although to me, he'll always be the author of All Summer in a Day. You ever hear him tell the story of the time that he got W.C. Fields' autograph? It's so funny. When he was a little kid, he was an autograph collector, and he went up to the famously prickly W.C. Fields outside the studio gates one day and asked him for an autograph. And W.C. Fields signs an autograph and hands it over to little Ray Bradbury and says, "There you are, you little son of a bitch." Walks away. The following calls are taken from editions of Mail Call, printed in the Herald-Mail from May 29 to June 8, 2012, which can be read online in their entirety at www.herald-mail.com. First up from Hagerstown. What does John Delaney, who's running for the 6th Congressional District in Maryland, and Ed Schultz on MSNBC both have in common? They're both progressive Democrats, which is all the reason not to vote for Delaney. Plus, Delaney's been endorsed by slick Willy Clinton, which is even more reason not to vote for him. Slick Willy Clinton? What do you think this is, 1992? You poor thing, were you going to vote for Ron Paul because you thought he was Ross Perot? Oh, do you watch Barack Obama speaking at these campaign events with Bill Clinton standing behind him and wonder why Clinton is letting his driver do so much of the talking? How could anyone make a statement in Mail Call that Mitt Romney is not qualified to be president when President Obama had no qualifications at all and probably won on his personality? I've said this before, you'll never hear me accuse lots of people of being real intelligent. Sharpsburg. Oh, I know. That's what all of us say about you. We see you come walking down the sidewalk and you'll pass by and we'll turn to each other and go, "Hey, there goes the guy who never accuses too many people of being real intelligent." Oh yeah, you're a known quantity here in Sharpsburg, my friend. As for presidential qualifications, if you're over 35 years old, you're a native-born citizen of the United States, and you've lived here for at least 14 years, you're qualified. Do you know where your dimmer switch is? Do you know where your turn signals are and when and how to use them? Do you know what a stop bar is? If you can't answer these questions, you need a driver's refresher. And oh, by the way, the speed limit signs aren't just a suggestion. Hagerstown. Bitch, let me tell you something. I don't need anonymous Hagerstonians calling into the newspaper to tell me how the fuck to drive, okay? You drive the way you want, stopping at stop signs, obeying the speed limit, knowing how to operate your lights and turn signals, and I'll drive the way I want. My mother raised me to be respectful of everyone and to have a fear of God in my heart, and I think it's very offensive. The person from Boonesboro that wrote about the 1950s crowd have become senior citizens if they want to make a walker with white wall tires, spinner hubcaps, and fender skirts. And I'm surprised Mail Call put that in. It's very offensive, I think. Hagerstown. You baby boomers are awful sensitive about your tires, huh? Too bad your mother didn't raise you to take a fucking joke. I'm calling in reference to the Senior Center at Hagerstown Community College and the new stadium for the Hagerstown Suns. I know a perfect way to solve whether to build the stadium or build the Senior Citizen Center at those locations. Put it on the ballot and let the citizens of Washington County vote for it. They're the ones that's gonna use it. They should be able to decide where these things should be. Falling Waters, West Virginia. Yeah, let's put it on the ballot. Forget this representative democracy garbage. Let the people decide for themselves. Direct democracy, baby. Where do you want to build a stadium? Where do you want to build a senior center? Put it on the ballot. How much funding do you want to give to education or libraries? Put it on the ballot. Hey, do you want to maybe nudge taxes up a little bit here and there to pay for any of the extra spending that the people might decide is necessary? Put it on the ballot. Let the people decide. The people always know best. Look how well it's worked in California. This is about Sunday morning's paper, front page. Watershed Plan causes sticker shock. Well, you know, the American people, years ago, I think Richard Nixon signed this E.P.A. thing into law, but it got carried out of hand. The E.P.A. went too far because of these environmental groups. Until people in the U.S. gets rid of this EPA and environmental groups around this country, the taxpayers, people that owns houses, we're going to pay for it. We're paying for it now. Hagerstown. You know, this sounds a lot like... I wonder. Just give me a second.
Hello?
Rodney. Hey, it's Steve Shives.
What in the hell do you want?
Hey, was this you in the June 4th edition of Mail Call talking about getting rid of the EPA?
Yeah.
Do you really think we should get rid of the EPA?
Hell yeah, we can get rid of it. The goddamn environmental is fucking up this country.
Rodney, are you eating something while we're talking here?
Yeah, I'm eating your mama's pussy.
Alright. That's hilarious.
I'm
Listen.
just giving you a hard time, man. Come on.
Right, listen, aren't you an avid fisher?
No.
You're not an avid fisher.
No, I'm a bass fisher. Occasionally I'll catch a few catfish. I ain't never fished for no avid before.
Rodney, if we protect the environment from human depredation, if we protect it from people messing it up too bad, if we manage our environment and our wildlife responsibly, then you'll always have places where you can go and fish for whatever you want. But if we don't, then who knows?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, does that make sense to you?
Hang on, man. Your mom wants to talk to you.
Okay, Rodney.
Oh, never mind. She's got her mouth full.
Rodney, if you're not interested in having a
Hey,
serious...
your mom says she wants to come over there just as soon as she's done coming over here.
Bye, Rodney.
I'm just fucking with you, you touchy little faggot.
I've been following presidential elections since 1956, and I've got to say that without a doubt, Mitt Romney is the most unprincipled person I have ever seen run for president. Waynesboro, Pennsylvania. I was about to argue with this one. I mean, surely Nixon must have been worse than Romney, right? But then I thought about it, and I think actually the caller is right. I mean, Nixon did have principles. Paranoid, Jew-hating principles, but principles nonetheless. Romney just strikes me as a guy who wants to be president. Nixon knew better how to take care of a dog, too, by the way. Nothing says Hagerstown the Beautiful like a big blue bucket in front of all these houses. Hagerstown. They're talking about the big blue bins that were recently distributed as part of the city of Hagerstown's new recycling program. And look, if you want to complain about the recycling program because you think it's too expensive, or you don't think it'll work, or you're too much of a lazy, self-centered piece of shit to do it, that's one thing. Or three things, I guess. Anyway, if the best you can do is bitch about how ugly you think the recycling bins are, hey, guess what? You lose the argument. Well done. LBJ's, Democrat, Civil Rights Act was passed by a majority of votes from Republicans. Governor G. Wallace, Democrat, blocked schoolhouse door forbidding black children to enter. Congressional investigations in 1872 brought out demos admitted beginning the KKK as an effort to stop the spread of the Republican Party. In defiance of Republicans, the KKK was started in Pulaski, Tennessee in 1865, targeting black Republicans. Governor Lester Maddox, Democrat of Georgia, was against blacks voting or any rights. The truth is not in current textbooks or what the media and Black History Month wants us to believe. Hagerstown. I agree, the Republican Party should be very proud of its civil rights record during the 19th century. As for the 1964 Civil Rights Act, I think the most telling distinction isn't drawn along party lines, but geographical ones. That bill passed with overwhelming support from members of Congress and senators from northern states in both parties. By contrast, senators and congressmen from former Confederate states voted almost unanimously against it, be they Republicans or Democrats. And finally, from Hagerstown, to the Obama supporter who called in on May 31st saying, wanting to play the blame on George Bush for the last 8 years. That's all you have to run on because Obama's policies have been total failures. So on November 7th, you can start blaming Mitt Romney because on November 6th, your boy Obama is going to be booted out. Actually, if Romney wins, we won't be able to start blaming him until January 20th, because that's when his term would begin. To start blaming him for shit any sooner than that wouldn't be fair. I mean, even the likes of Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity waited until Barack Obama had been president for a few hours before they started declaring him to be a total failure. And I figure Romney deserves the same chance. Don't you? Thanks for watching.